Alright, I got this book of poetry here called What's Red to a Rainbow? And the answer to that question is just another fucking color. The first poem is called My Love. My love for you is like the cork from this wine bottle that I just opened. Swollen, purple, and of no further use to me now. The next poem's called Possibilities. What can it be, this thing called life? Oh, it isn't free. We pay our way with never-ending strife. Our hopes and our dreams and desires are the catalysts that spur us on in a process of smelting, refining, and untamed fires, flowing toward, as liquid metal, an unknown horizon. But at this moment, I'm done with all that. My progress is stopped as I stand viewing the picture of my life and the lives of billions. A vast humanity fat with all the possibilities of an unknown future. Why should I go on? Why should I continue my endless motions? Knowing what I know, feeling what I feel, seeing what I see. Ah, the hopes for the calm waters of accomplishment, satisfied with the fact that we have done something. The attraction, the allure, the carrot on a stick of retirement. What a joke, perpetuated by the corporate world, a ring that weds us to a meaningless struggle for what? Leisure, relaxation, escape from the struggles of life. I have that now, at least for the moment. But for some reason, it doesn't seem enough. I crave strife. I want to be constantly consumed in the fiery furnace of life's struggles, to become molten and flow into the mold fate is cast for me, to face the incubus of the unknown with the hope that one day I will glow with an untarnished light and zeal. My life a work of art, skillfully composed, of purely refined and polished stainless steel, a sculpture of all that I propose. Next poem's called The Time I Touched John Wayne. He stood, looking enormous, 10 feet tall in the innocence of 12-year-old eyes, although somewhat older and skinnier than I remembered him on the big screen. Hey, that's John Wayne, I informed my little sister. Let's go get the Duke's autograph. We went moseying up, bumped into him like a couple of hungry, rude ponies nosing for a hidden lump of sugar. Whoa there, Pilgrim, he roared, turning to face Greenhorns horning in on his territory. Can we have your autograph, Mr. Wayne? Why, sure, he said, smiling as he pulled out 2 white business cards with his signature printed on them. It was then that I noticed he was only 6'4". The time I proposed marriage. Sitting in a sleazy, hazy bar, I spied a woman all alone. Thinking to give her quite a jar, I swaggered up to her. My tone was sure and light. My voice was one in tone to ask her hand tonight. Want to get married? I begged in fun. She stared in shock as I winked outright. With proud disdain, which I thought vain, she answered my query with a no. Not taken aback by her verbal refrain, at least I did not let it show. I proceeded to answer with another try, an answer designed to make her think. Thus I replied, Great, neither do I. Come on, let me buy you a drink. This next poem is called One Querulous Morning. I wrote this was a college assignment for a poetry class. It was about 2 in the morning, so I turned to the Q section of the dictionary, and this is what I came up with. One querulous morning. It was the quintessence of the situation that sparked my query, feeling like a quisling on Quinquagesima. I wondered at my quixotic actions that took place with quotidian regularity, Feeling queasy and quavering from so much quibbling, I put on my finest Kiana robe and quelled my sense of quandary by quaffing my quota of coffee. Next poem's called Art is Where You Find It. This was the first poem I wrote for my college poetry class. I awoke that fateful morn to find that the old gray cat, whom I had so lovingly let stay overnight, had shit on the carpet. I should have known something was up, the way she woke me at 7 with her pleading to go out, but thinking she just needed to relieve herself, I let her out and went back to bed, only to wake to find the very personal surprise she left me. I stopped in it, studied it carefully a second. Yeah, it's cat shit all right, I said, and began to swear. But after a moment of reflection, I began to admire the old girl for the artistic job she had done. Perfectly symmetrical, not too big, not too small, carefully placed at the entrance to the kitchen, where there was no chance of missing it, as if she was proud of her achievement and wished the whole damn world to see. And there was no mistaking it for someone else's, what, with all those sticky gray hairs sticking out, like some kind of signature. Next came my dilemma. Do I scoop it up now and risk smearing it all over the carpet? Or do I let it solidify so that I can pick it up in one nice, neat package? Being somewhat of an artist myself, I chose to admire her artistic expression for a week. Next poem's called In a Garden. In a garden, moonlight bright, I see her, veiled in the dusky turns of time, my paramour, my temptress, my unimpeachable love. We started as partners in a game of pool. Later, as we walked the path toward home, through the overgrown field, we stopped to kiss every 15 feet or so. We spent afternoons swimming at the lake and nights drinking wine while watching August storms of shooting stars, through tears of an overabundant joy. Oh, sweet innocent love. Do you remember your bed full of rose petals and mint, or the belt of red crepe paper I pulled from the ceiling, tied about your waist as we danced? But now we are continents apart, decades separating our last embrace, and your image, my paramour, my temptress, my unimpeachable love, is veiled in the dusty turns of time. Next poem's called I Want to Be. I want to be a crack whore for your love. I want that single-minded devotion that will allow me to go anywhere, do anything to get what I need. My pride is banished like a $10 rock, vaporized in the glass pipe of your affections. I want the ultimate pipe dream. I want unrealistic expectations of perfection. I want short-term gain in exchange for long-term pain. I want to be a crack whore for your love. I'll sell my body, my soul, my life just to experience the high of your touch. Yes, I'll lie, cheat, and steal. I've got just one thing on my mind. I want to be a crack whore for your love. I'm addicted, strung out, crazy with desire. I've got a craving drugs and alcohol just won't touch. And don't even try to talk about rehab. Rehab is for quitters, and I'm no quitter. At least, not when it comes to you. Hell, I'm so desperate, I'd even be willing to quit smoking and get a job, because I want to be a crack whore for your love.